Greetings, game explorers. Today we'll be exploring Monster Truck Madness, developed by Terminal Reality and published by Microsoft in 1996 for PC. By the mid-90s, Microsoft's DOS operating system proved itself to be a viable gaming platform, thanks in part to sensations like Doom 2, Need for Speed, and most of all, Doom and Doom 2. With this surge of popularity amongst gamers, Microsoft sought to make their Windows 95 operating system a major gaming platform itself, in addition to being a viable option to play DOS games. Terminal Reality was a company co-founded by Mark Randall, a former Microsoft employee who worked on Microsoft's most popular game series at the time, Flight Simulator. Terminal Reality's first game was a sci-fi flight sim called Terminal Velocity. They would later partner with Microsoft for a 32-bit spiritual successor for Windows 95 titled Fury Cubed, followed shortly by its sequel Hellbender. Around this time, Terminal Reality was working on a DOS monster truck game called Heavy Metal Truck. Microsoft commissioned Terminal Reality to convert Heavy Metal Truck into a Windows 95 game, and even licensed real-life monster trucks such as Gravedigger, Carolina Crusher, and Bigfoot to appear in it. The result was Monster Truck Madness. When you start the game, you get to choose from 12 trucks. Each of them seems fairly detailed by 1996 standards, more so if your hardware can handle the high-res textures. From the perspective of a Monster Truck fan, the fact that they went with Gravedigger 2 when Dennis Anderson was driving number 7 at the time is kind of odd, as well as the fact Wildfoot is here when that was just an alternate identity to get more Bigfoots into the 93 Panda Point series. Then again, this was one of the first games of its kind, so for the time, it was probably pretty awesome. Once you choose your truck, it's time to race. You may choose from drag, circuit, rally, or tournament, the last of which allows you to string together multiple events, acquiring points over each of them. After choosing an event type, you may choose your location, the trucks you will be competing against, and if you want, you can go to the garage and change the tires, shock, and gear transfer. If you don't know what something does, just right-click to find out what may be best for you. Drag racing is modeled directly off of real-life monster truck racing, with each of the tracks being based on a real-life location on the Panda Point circuit, some of which still host monster trucks to this day. You compete one-on-one in single elimination bracket. Here, you must stage your truck by choosing either to start deep and get a head start, or to start shallow and allow the truck to pick up more speed. When the light turns green, floor it and hope for the best. The Tacoma and St. Louis tracks throw in a J-hook turn to account for, so keep that in mind when setting up your truck. Be warned, the J-hook tracks have some issues running on higher-end machines, with the truck sliding into the other lane and DQing, making it impossible to get past the first round. I know there are some ways to limit the frame rate to solve the issue, but I haven't tried them yet. If hardcore realism isn't your thing, there is also circuit and rally racing. These behave more like most racing games. The tracks here have some unique designs to them, but the twist here is you are not bound to the road. Seeing as how you're driving a monster truck, you can pretty much go wherever you want, driving over hills and through obstacles. As long as you hit all the checkpoints, it's fair game. This open style of racing sort of evokes Burnout Paradise, so if you like that game, maybe you'll enjoy this. So that's Monster Truck Madness. If you want a monster truck simulator that goes more in depth than even later monster truck games, then it might be for you. But if off-road racing without boundaries is your thing, then you might want to check out Monster Truck Madness 2. Also developed by Terminal Reality and published by Microsoft in May of 1998, around the launch of Windows 98, this game brings the truck count from 12 to 20. Not only are the trucks rendered even better than last time with an era-accurate Gravedigger to boot, but this game also features the Wrestle Trucks. The backstory is, at the time, Bigfoot 4x4 had a deal with the WCW, where they would run trucks based on some of their top talent, and so Microsoft brought said talent to Monster Truck Madness 2. Here we have Sting and Bret the Hitman Hart, along with founders of the New World Order, The Outsiders, and Hollywood Hogan. As if that weren't enough wrestling, the game also marks the inclusion of Summit Rumble, a King of the Hill multiplayer-only mode where the goal is to stay in the ring and knock your opponent out. Even if 90s wrestling isn't your thing, there's still plenty to love about Monster Truck Madness 2. Adjustable time of day, weather conditions, and a damage model are improvements over the predecessor. What this game doesn't have is realistic drag racing. Fear not, because the modding community went and took things into their own hands. One of this game's perks is its expandability. A whole host of trucks and tracks, both custom-made and from throughout the history of the sport, are available on mtm2.com, along with the tools to mount them into the game and even make your own. Now, since MTM2 didn't have its own drag mode, the only method of realistic head-to-head racing was to get a friend in multiplayer mode and get someone else to record the finish line. But for many avid racers, this was perfect. No one else was bothering to make a realistic monster truck sim at the time, not even the actual license holders, and sure enough, the MTM2 gaming community flourished for years to come, with professional monster truck driver Cody Saucier being among its top competitors. These days, the monster truck sim community has largely moved over to rigs of rods, but MTM2 still maintains a sizable following, with modders even attempting to bring drag racing AI back into the game. So that's the Monster Truck Madness series, a series kept alive by the Monster Truck fandom because no one else would try to make a realistic monster truck game for years. I haven't played any of the recent monster truck games that supposedly try to bring back realism, so I can't compare this to those, but even with those, Monster Truck Madness continues to be a beacon of nostalgia. It'd be unfair to compare the in-game trucks and even the more impressive user-made trucks with the fully rendered chassis with the hyper-realistic vehicles of modern racing games, but if you're feeling nostalgic for mid-90s monster trucking, or if you're looking for more decent games centered around monster trucks, or just looking for one of the best racing games of the Windows 9X era, then Monster Truck Madness is a series worth a second look.